Hey everybody, it's Jochen Hayden, and I'm back with the Hellsen versus Hayden version 2. This is scenario 2. I'm playing Japan, he's playing the Allies, and this is December 16th, 1941. Oh, grabbed another base for free in the Illusions. So last turn it was actually pretty wild. Remember we took out the Boise and Houston. So I'm hoping that we have more of a quiet turn this time. All right, so right now we're sweeping mines at Hong Kong. I've got a lot of minesweepers there because I want to get that harbor opened up and going for business here. Look at all those mines, man. I don't remember exactly how many mines Hong Kong starts with, but geez, that's a lot of mines. I'm hoping we get them all out of here this turn. I think I have at least 12 or 13, maybe even 15 minesweepers at Hong Kong. Yeah, wow. Okay. Okay, no night bombing. Okay, this is me. Just doing some more dot base capturing. Gotta catch them all, man. These dot bases are like Pokemon. I know, nerd alert. Sorry. Okay, so far no crazy naval activity. That's a good sign for us. We don't need any right now. Boise and Houston were by far the biggest threats that I was concerned about at the moment. Ah, I-22 swing and a miss on the Allen there. It's the same task force that we were dealing with last turn. Yep. I'm guessing this is a ASW patrol from him. Okay, so no naval activity this turn at all. Nothing. And I'm fine with that. So here we go. This is going to be um, our airface, AM. Hmm. A lot of activity at Rangoon. I can't tell if he's unloading or loading. Come on. Bad weather. I fight. I really needed those air. I needed those airstrikes to go. All right. As always, I'm gonna kind of blow through these relatively fast. If there's something noteworthy, I'll point it out. If not, it's gonna be routine stuff. So I'm just flying sweeps here with the anticipation of big bombing rates coming in afterneath. Afterneath? Afterwards. Afterneath. I don't even think that's a word. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. This is actually a naval strike mission. And I'm going to go ahead and do it because he's letting us do it. I'll take it, man. Take it all day. Okay. So here we go. The reason that you see that I'm hitting them with bombs and not torpedoes is I actually don't have an air HQ in Bangkok, and that is a huge oversight on my part. I should not have allowed that to happen. I actually moved my air HQ down into Malaya to support um, the Singapore operations, but I think I may want to shift it back up here because this is probably a little more important. We really want to deny shipping into Rangoon, and the best way to do that is with Nels and Bettys with torpedoes, not bombs. But we see these are basically unloaded ships, or if they're loaded up, they're not loaded up with troops. So there is some information to be had here, else we'd see some losses of troops. Okay, big raid coming in here today because I need to stop these troops getting up the Ankang Road, and this is still clear terrain in this hex, and I need to kill as much as I can before it gets up into those mountains. And unfortunately, that's not the not what I really want to do there. Look at oh geez, Chinese. So it looks like okay. There's information we can glean from this, right? 77th Chinese Corps. I need to write this down. This is important because what we can do is some sleuthing here and kind of get an idea of what's in these units, so I know what we can expect coming up the road here. And so 55th and the 77th and the 33rd group army. Okay. You know what? I don't really need to stop for this. I could look at Combat Reporter and get the same information, huh? Yeah, I'm not really getting a lot of losses on these. Thunderstorms over target is not going to help us. Yep. Dang. Not good, guys. This is not what I needed today. I needed really big hits on this base, and we're not getting them. That's going to hurt us. All right, so 31st Chinese Corps. That's what we got in Luqiao. It looks like it's moving towards Nanning, and I really want to slow these up because I want to take out... I want to get into Nanning at least before there's reinforcements. Less than impressive bombing results today. But that's been the story of my life, right? Thunderstorms. If it didn't have bad weather, I'd have no weather at all. These are just sweeps to make sure there's no enemy fighters in there. All right, this is going to be a hit on Rangoon, the airfield. Again, all I'm trying to do here is keep him from being able to build forts at Rangoon. And this raid is more or less intended to slow down the troops in that hex. I'm not trying to kill a lot of troops with these ands. They're not that great. Man, thunderstorms. Dang it. At least we are hitting the 100th Chinese Corps. That's what I really need to be doing right now. Moderate rain, 31st Group Army, and the 13th Chinese Corps. Oh, look at that. He's going back for Victoria Point. We need to neutralize this unit pretty quickly here. Okay, getting some good hits here. So what I've been told, and I'll believe it, is that it's not the size of the bombs on these runaway hits; it's the quantity of bombs that determines damage. So the more hits you get is good. So the good thing about these Sonyas is they carry a lot of small bombs. So it doesn't matter if they're 50 kilogram bombs or 500 kilogram bombs. A hit is a hit as it pertains to runway damage. Again, that's what Desert Wolf told me. I always thought that the size of the bomb would correlate to the amount of damage. That he's telling me that's not necessarily the case. Where it does affect it are the air supply hits. The size of the ordnance does affect the amount of supply that's taken out. But right now, I'm not worried about supply. I'm worried about these hits to the air base to keep the forts from building. Okay. Again, I'm hitting this one not to hurt the unit so much as to keep it from getting away from me. I want to catch up to it before it gets across the river. Okay, AM phase was so-so. The weather being terrible again. Okay, you saw that was these are blue reports, right, guys? Not worried about blue reports. They're not reliable. Of course. Bad weather again. Oh, okay. Betties are coming in here. Let's see what we got. Are we going to hit something, guys? Or wow. Thank you for wasting 11 torpedoes on nothing. Thunderstorms. Man. This is not good for me. Thunderstorms. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. Whose idea was it to launch an attack in December? Shoot. Let's see how many flak losses we take this turn. No, none directly. Just some damaged aircraft, but we shouldn't be flying long-range missions, so hopefully they can get back. Severe storms. Look at that. This weather is just killing me. Shoot, look at that. Complete swing and a miss because of the weather. Wow. Another anemic. Oh, something just sank. It must have been one of the ships in Rangoon. That's my guess. All right, I-17 taking a shot at some DMSs. These are destroyer minesweepers out of Pearl. More than likely on some sort of ASW mission here. 4 torpedoes wasted. Man. All right, so we're just taking this base here. No big deal. Puchang, again, there's nothing there. No big deal. All Alright, so this should be as open as shut. I've committed only small units to this. And now watch this. Pursuit. So immediately, we defeated the unit, and I dragged 3 units with it, which is great. So right off the bat, looks like one of my armored car units got into the hex. And on top of that, we have 37th and the 41st Division kind of getting a day's head start on the rest of the guys. Try to pursue these ones. Okay, this should be no big deal here. Cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Perfect. So that whole hex is clear now. That's what I needed right there. Alright, so now, because, okay, some things were supposed to happen here, okay? We were supposed to get better bombing there, and I had another bombardment task force that was supposed to go in first, and they didn't. So I don't see this going particularly well. Oh! Oh! Oh, we got it! We got it! Oh! Oh, we got it! Oh, yes! Oh, man, this is good. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I got a little excited there. A lot of things did not happen right at Wenchow, but we still took it. This is huge for me. Oh, dude, this is so good. This is some good stuff, guys. We'll talk about why in just a little bit, but this is some good stuff. I'm really excited by this. I needed this. Okay, the 33rd Infantry Regiment is taking Batangas. And that's a good thing, because then we can hook a right and start moving into Manila. Sweet. Op mode? Oh, I thought we were in combat, but maybe not. Okay, so okay. I got the same thing going on here, guys. I don't want to kill this unit. Ah, dang it. Oh, well. I was hoping we could drag some more units south, but it's really no matter. I think what I'm seeing here is we have an open drive all the way down to Johor now. So, either way, it's fine. My units can move 1 hex per turn down this road. Okay, Alor Star. I would love to neutralize this. I am concerned about the unit falling back into this area here. But, you know, that's fine. Let's see how it goes. You guys ready? Nice. Nice! Yes! Yes! Oh, they surrendered! Dude! Oh, this is killer! Oh, dude. Okay, I was convinced that the unit would retreat into my rail line, but it didn't. We just killed them. Oh, this is excellent. Oh, I'm having a great turn. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I am so excited right now. This is some good stuff. This is some really good stuff, guys. You don't even know. This is some good stuff, guys. Alright. I'd love to kill these guys once and for all. Nope. No such luck. Alright, well, that's okay. We've pushed them so far away from Manado now, it's like not even a thing. Okay, we grab another base in the Aleutians. What is going on here? I think I need to get some help to these guys like ASAP. Well, I guess the bombing didn't really do much, right? And I was in the wrong op mode. Oh! Dang it, that's what it was. God, I really need to be careful with that. Hey, another dot base grab there. Ah, shoot. All right. Well, we got some issues going on at Samba, so I'll have to figure out what that is. The 41st Guard Battalion is supposed to have gotten in there, but for whatever reason, they didn't get in there. So we'll have to take a look and see what's going on. But overall, this was a great turn. We had some big wins on the ground this turn, and I needed those because my air phase was complete garbage, and I had a bombardment task force that didn't even show up. So I got to figure out what's wrong with my process here. But either way, we overcame it with just superior attitude and superior state of mind. That's a quote from Steven Seagal, by the way. Hard to Kill, great movie. And I am aware of these. I'm working to get the proper garrisons in there. Yeah, dude, no complaints really. Well, I have some complaints, but not that many. Could have been way worse. Definitely was very good. We'll take a look at it in just a moment. Man, we had some big wins today. Really happy with this turn. Let's talk about it. Let's see here. Right. First, I'm going to enjoy a little drink I made myself. This is some gin, some tonic, and some lemon juice, like a poor man's Tom Collins. It's my celebratory drink this turn. Ah, delicious. Mmm. So refreshing. Just like this turn. Okay. Aircraft losses this turn. Very manageable. One Sonya, one Lily, one Mavis, 1-0. And it looks like the Allies lost a Lodestar. These are probably being used moving troops around in Java or something is my guess. Pilots lost today 2 KIA, and I believe those were actually landing accidents. And we'll take a look at those. One thing I want to keep track of is a pilot named Kimura. Let's see if I can find him because I dismissed him. Oh, maybe that's the guy. That's the guy. Watch this guy. I wanted to do this. I released him from command of a squadron because I want to move him to TRACOM. So right now we've got 20 pilots at least in the TRACOM. And everything I understand about TRACOM is it works best in batches of 10. So if you're going to put pilots in here, do 10 at a time. Because that's when you'll start seeing some benefits to accelerated pilot training. I could talk about this more later on, but someone on my Discord, we were talking about what to do with these elite pilots, and they suggested that they may be better served right now in TRACOM because I have plenty of good pilots on the front lines as it is, and these guys are more or less a liability right now. They're just going to get killed when they could be doing something a little more useful. I don't need these guys fighting because I've got plenty of pilots in the 70s of experience anyway. So I'm going to leave them in TRACOM, and we'll see what it does to our pilot training program in the following weeks and months. Anyway, taking a look at the Allied or the total Army loss points this turn. Another blowout for the Allies. 213 points for them. Only 2 loss points for us. That's fantastic. Ship sunk last turn. Nothing was reported, but I do believe something sank at Rangoon. And the Allies just aren't telling us about it. Look at all those subs I killed. Ugh. Ugh, so good. Anyway, yeah, so the Allies are being a little loose-lipped about it, but I think we did sink something there. For the turn, we gained a total of 306 points, bringing the Allied win ratio down to 2.468. Another good turn. Another good turn for points. All right, let's fire up the old combat reporter here. Let's see what we got today. Where are we at? Okay, so we'll start with C. Pearl Harbor, we had a sub waste 6 torpedoes on 1 destroyer. At Lihu, we got caught up with some destroyer minesweepers. We fired 4 torpedoes at them and missed. At Hong Kong, look at this. Look at all these mines we cleared. Look at this. 200, 300. 300. Looks like about 350 mines is my estimate for the amount of mines that the Allies had there at Hong Kong. Something around there. But we definitely cleared it out, as you can see over here where my mouse is pointing. We cleared out the mines of Hong Kong, which gives us a wide open route into Canton, which is a place I actually want to reinforce. So we have an open line into there. On the ground, big battle here in Wenchao. The good thing is we destroyed. Well, we didn't destroy it, but we took the base, which is something I really wanted to do early on. I did not want the Allies establishing a foothold there because it's very hard to dig them out. Wenchao makes its own supply. It's got it's on ×3 terrain. If the Allies get their troops in there before I do, they can have 1,500 AV in there, and it would take a lot of effort to get them out. A lot of effort that I don't want to expend right now. So I'd rather deal with them out in the open, because now they're going to be supply deprived. Because if you look on the map over here in China, we've basically blocked off any way of these units getting supply, right? We own the roads. They're out in the middle of nowhere. So taking these units, you know, I can leap behind a token force to deal with these guys, just to guard these bases. But these guys are going to be out of supply and just slowly wither away. And that's excellent. All right. We took this base. Sambas. I don't know what's going on here, but only one single device got left in Sambas for some reason and it died. I don't know why. That's fine. Let's see. What else is big? Oh, this is a big battle for me, guys. Alor Star. So the concern that I had here was that these units that the Allies have, which are not unsubstantial, as you can see, that's a lot of troops. My concern was that we had an open hex side, and I was concerned that they would retreat due east if they weren't destroyed and block this rail line here, okay? Which would cause me issues getting my troops down into Malaya later on. But by the grace of whatever, they all surrendered, which I did not expect them to do. And it's a big win for me because it basically keeps all of my rail lines intact, and I can start strat moving my units down into Johor Bahru soon for the attack on Singapore. My intent is to have Singapore captured by January 1st, and this was a big win for us to ensure that's going to happen. We'll talk more about Malaya when we get around the map. Had some various ground wins today in different places. Nothing particularly exciting here. Amphibious operations, nothing worth talking about. Air operations, not that great today. We had bad weather everywhere. Look at this. Thunderstorms. That was good. Rangoon, clear, that's good. Singapore, that was good. Okay, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought. In China, we had some bad weather. In other places, it was good. It was just a mixed bag. Severe storms, rain, thunderstorms. As you can see, I had a lot of thunderstorms this turn, which really cut down on the effectiveness of my bombers. But no real air combat this turn. Looking at SIGINT, we have radio transmissions on Sakhalin. I don't know what that's about. Blagoveshchik. I don't really know about that. And Brisbane has something. Look at this. Radio transmissions at Brisbane. Well, let's see what the heck that could be. I don't know what it means, but look. We know that there's aircraft there, and we know that there are ships there. We kind of knew that anyway, but now we really know it, so that's about the best we're going to get out of that SIGINT right now. Okay, let me draw your attention to just a few of the items in the ops report. Let's take a look at Intel. And you can see Ominato is expanding to size 3, and that's a very important thing. Let me show you why. Early on, I've had concerns about an Allied air raid on Hokkaido. And the reason that's a problem is if you look at this, these are the resources. Okay, resources, oil, resources. A common tactic for the Allies early on is to launch a carrier raid on Hokkaido and bomb the resources. And if you do that on mainland Japan, which is Hokkaido, is considered that, what it does is it gives the Allies strategic loss points, right? They gain points, I lose points, because they're bombing industry and infrastructure on my home base, right? That's an easy thing for the Allies to do early on because it's kind of hard to defend this part of Japan in early 1942, late 41. I just don't have the air assets there necessarily yet. So one thing I identified to circumvent that or to mitigate that is to stack Ominato heavily with indigenous aviation support that's already on the island and quickly build up this airfield to at least a size 4. And then from there, if I detect American carriers coming in, I can get every available Betty, Nell, and Zero and stack them into Ominato and launch a good counterattack on these carriers and probably have a good chance of getting some torpedoes into something. And I'll probably lose a lot of aircraft, but we have a good chance of damaging American carriers or destroying some if he were to come in close. Because you know the Allied range is short, so he's going to have to come in close. Probably somewhere in here, right, to have any chance of hitting these targets with their short-range aircraft. If he does that, he's deep inside the range of my Nells and Bettys and the Zeros to escort them in. So I want Ominato to be heavily built up in case he comes at us. And then we can launch a counterattack. And I can get Bettys and Nells here within a turn. So this is the base we're going to use to defend the northern part of Japan, the Kuril Islands, all that, from a potential Allied carrier attack on Hokkaido early in the war, which he very well could try. So Ominato expanding quickly is very important to me. And as you can see, again, we've stacked it with engineers and aviation support that is just sitting around in Japan anyway, not doing anything. I'd rather use it to build up bases right now. So that was important to me. Nagasaki expands. Hankow expands to size 7. That's actually a very big deal for me because this is one of my biggest bases in China. And as you can see, I've got a guap of aviation support here. I intend to make this my main air base in China because it's basically within striking range of all the most important targets right now for me. Later on, I can move into Aichang or Xi'an or whatever if I take it. But Hankow has, look at this. We've got an air HQ. This actually came from Takao. I shipped it up the river. A lot of these guys came from mainland Japan. I shipped them up the river. And we have tons of aviation support. And now size 7 airfields with, check this out, tons of stacking level and tons of base admin. So I can do anything I want out of Hankow right now. And I can move more units in there this turn and still operate them and be well within limits. So Hankow expanding is a big deal for me. What else do we got? Okay. Japanese. I just want you to marvel at the bases I've taken. Again, another big turn for me. 9 bases captured. I'm averaging between at least 5 a turn, which I think is great. And an unknown. This is something cool. This unit I was having trouble on Chiyoda, the CCF Det 1. I'm actually bringing it back from China to mainland, and it was not expanding for me. But whatever the case, it decided to do it now. So let's take a look at that. That should be right here. Look at that. It just expanded to size 24. So this is some good stuff. I love resizing these seaplane units. Eventually, I'll have them full of Jakes or whatever, and it's just great training opportunities. So these guys are back mainland. I brought them in from basically Amoy, but they expanded finally. They wouldn't expand in China, but they did it here in mainland. So I don't know what was driving that, but whatever. Anyway, that's it for Combat Reporter. Let's talk about China. So I'm okay with what's going on right now. Let's talk about it. We're making good progress down this road. And honestly, once we get past this hex and this hex, it's straight shoot all the way into Xi'an. We do have a concern with this unit here moving up the road. Now, they can only move about 15 miles a day, but they could try to get into this hex here and slow me down. So I might want to start using some air assets on these guys to try to slow them down to keep them from blocking the road, because that is a sizable amount of units there. Be that as it may, once we get through this hex here, which should be within the next 3 or 4 turns, we can get into Xi'an easily. And once we get in here, it's going to really put him in a pickle, and he's going to have to decide which direction to go in. Is he going to stay and fight and die on these hexes here, which are good defensive hexes, or is he going to just pull back and try to get up into here? Okay, so we're in the Nanyang, but we need, basically what we need to do is take this unit and kill it, and strat move and get all these guys into here. Okay, once we get him in there, then we can continue up the Ankang Road and catch up to him and start killing these units before they get to Ankang. One issue that I see here is, you notice this right here. This is kind of a problem. These units were in this hex last turn, and they moved into here. And I unfortunately don't have a ton of units there, but what I do have is this. I've got size 4 forts and wooded terrain. So I believe this unit to be just a single army corps and maybe an army headquarters. So in and of itself, it's not a huge threat. And this unit is the big threat. This thing's got a lot of AV in it. But if you notice here, the road getting into in the Xinjiang isn't great. And I feel like I can beat him in here. So what I'm going to do is bomb this unit next turn and knock it out of move mode and slow it down to give the 116th Division and this infantry regiment time to get into Xinjiang before he does. And once I get these guys in here, he'll never take it from me, because it's just too much fort, too good terrain, and my units are better than his. And I can deal with these guys later on. So it's kind of a race to get into Xinjiang before these guys do. But I just need a few bombing efforts on here, and I should have it under control. The big story for this turn here was the taking of Wenchao. And I already talked about it, but we did take a lot of disablements here, as you can see. But we own the base now, and he's never going to get it back from us. These units here are damaged goods. They're hurt, and they're weak. So even if he tries to get into Wenchao, he's not going to take it back from us. We own the base. It's ours to keep. And he is now cut off from supply. We've basically got this guy surrounded into a pocket. And I don't care what they do. They can stay here the whole game. All I care. Because I just need Wenchao for the industry. I don't need to really move anything in and out of it. And on top of that, these guys are out of supply. So they're not going to do anything. I'd rather than be here and trapped than die and reform in Chungking later on where I have to fight them. It's actually better for me to be for them to be trapped down here. So this is win-win for me. I'm so glad we took Wenchao. Additionally, the other thing here, 21st Division, you notice is attached to Southern Army. I can move it anywhere on the map I want now. I can send it into Malaya. I can send it into Java. I can send it anywhere on the map. It's unrestricted. So this is freed up. Good stuff. You notice Hong Kong, we already talked about the mines being swept. And now I can move these guys, which have some aviation support. We're going to move them directly into Canton and unload. And then that will support my aviation units there, which are a little light on aviation support. And now I have a strong bombing contingent down from Canton to deal with my little mini push over here. And this mini push, right now, I'm not really trying to get much further than Nanning. I'd love to take Nanning right now. I think it's weak, and these units in front of us are very soft. He is moving reinforcements from Luchao this way, but you saw that we bombed him last turn, right? We're going to continue to bomb him and slow these guys down so that we can take Nanning before these guys get there. And once we're there, we can establish a strong defensive position and just hold and wait for reinforcements. But taking this base right now is going to be a big deal for me. And I think next turn we'll be in the Hex. In 2 turns, we can attack these troops. Hopefully they're still in the Hex. And then we'll be in the Nanning next turn. So I'm really happy with China right now. This was kind of a mistake on my part, but I can fix it. Okay. I don't really have much to talk about in Southeast Asia and Burma, Thailand. All I can tell you is that he is in full retreat mode. Look what's left in Rangoon. This is pennies. This is pocket change. They are not going to stop me. I don't even know. I don't even know, like, I don't even know what he's trying to do here. I get that he's trying to retreat, right? He's doing his full Sir Robin strategy. It's very clear to us that that's what he's doing. He's moved a lot of troops into Lashio, which is not a bad idea. But I think he's just doing it too soon. He's giving it up too easily. China is screwed if I take Rangoon by the end of this month or early January, because that is the Burma Road is now cut and is not getting it back from us. And if we are continue to be successful up here and we block the fuel from Lanchow, China is screwed. They're just going to wither away on the vine, and it's just going to be a matter of us mopping the place up. It won't be easy. I understand that. It could take us months. I'm not alluding to the fact that I think this is going to be an easy thing to do. But with these guys out of supply, it's a matter of time. And he's making it too easy for us right now. Look at these guys are on a hard drive. Mole Mine is empty. Pegu's empty. Everything is abandoned. He's not even trying to defend it or slow us down even. Every day that we don't take Rangoon is another day that supply gets into China. Every bit counts. And he's giving it to us. I don't know why. If you know why, let me know. I don't get it. Okay. Malaya, another fantastic turn. And let me tell you why. First, Alloy Star operation went better than I could have ever expected. I was concerned that the Allied units were going to retreat into this hex here and block the rail line, which I need to move troops up and down and all through Malaya. I thought that they would just get displaced, but we came in nice and hot and heavy, right? With basically the more or less the entire 18th Division broken up into pieces, right? And all 3 Allied units surrendered. Nothing I did could have predicted that. I didn't think we had enough AV to do that, but we did it. So basically, if you look at the map here, from this line up, we have 0 enemy opposition. Nothing is impeding our rail lines all through here. And we're marching towards Temelo from 2 directions, from here and here, right? And I think we'll be able to take Temelo without too much of a fight because these units are degraded. We know he's got units here from Kwanton, which are of decent quality, but I think we can just wear them down. And we're already going to hit Temelo and keep it from building up, so he won't be able to rely on the forts. Okay? He can no longer rail any of these units into Singapore because we own the hex here and block the rail line. We'll be into Johor really soon with the 4th and 2nd Division here. I think it's the 2nd Division. Is it the 2nd? Let me see. Yeah, 2nd Division. That's basically what that is. We'll be in the Johor in 1 to 2 turns, and then I can take all these units that are now up here and rail them strat mode into Johor and form them up. So that shaves weeks off of us marching down the road. We can be down here within a few days. So what I'm going to do now is I'm moving an armored unit into Malacca to take this base. These armored guys are heading into Kuala Lumpur. They'll be there in 2 turns. And then we own the rail lines from Kota Bharu all the way into Johor. And we just fast forward all the way in to take Singapore. My goal is to have Singapore by January 1st, and we're well on our way. So a lot of people criticize me for not going for a Mercian Gambit and kind of slow rolling Malaya. And to some degree, you're right. That I am going to take more losses now taking Singapore because the bulk of his troops did get in. But, it's a double-edged sword for him. It's good for him because I'm going to take more disablements and more losses when I take Singapore, yes. However, my cleanup of Northern Malaya is going to be very easy now because basically my read is his allied units are here. That's all he's got left. Everything else is in here. So when I take Singapore, they all die and it's over with. And we basically have minimal cleanup required in Malaya, which sometimes takes the Japanese player weeks to clean all that up. If you trap units up in there, it takes forever to dig them out. But he's got a bunch of them in Singapore, and the rest are isolated in a non-essential area. So I'm kind of happy with my Malaya strat, all said and done. This armored push down the side here has worked out excellent. I don't want to take a lot of credit for this. I had, I had some advisement on some ideas on how to do this, so I don't want to say this is my own novel idea. It wasn't, but I'm executing it, and I feel like my execution has been great. So for those of you who gave me the motivation, I appreciate it. I hope I'm executing it the way that you envisioned. I'm really happy with this. All right, so I don't know what happened here in Sambas, but Basically, I have the 41st Guards Battalion. It's going to head in here next turn, land. We'll take this in 2 turns and be done with it. We're also pursuing these guys with the 15th Naval Guard. And from there, we'll just take Pontianak, and then we're going to own all of northwestern Borneo. We see he's got ships stacking up here in Tarakan, Balikpapan, and this is actually a great opportunity for me to start staging my submarines kind of in here to block these ships when they inevitably make their run towards Surabaya or out towards Australia. So I like that they're stopping here. My guess is they're just stopping to get some gas or load up with fuel before they head out. And that's fine. If I can blockade all this, that'd be great. As you can see, we've more or less neutralized the Japanese, the Allied everything, right? The subs are gone for now, or they've moved away. There's no Allied surface threats at the moment, so I'm going to take this opportunity to make some ground up, and we're going to keep moving. I'm packing up troops at Ambon. I'm packing up troops at Manado, and we're going to continue grabbing the important bases. I need Kandari. I need Kupang. I need Makassar. I need all these bases, and I'm going to grab them right now because we have an opportunity to do it. And the only threat that I can even imagine at this point on the map would be Force Z. And quite honestly, with the way that Hellsen's been playing, I'm pretty sure he's already evacuated them either back to Ceylon or to Cape Town because he doesn't want to fight. He wants to run away. So let him run away. I don't care. Again, it's a double-edged sword. It's good for me because I get to grab bases quickly at my pace, the way I want to do it. And it's good for him because he shepherds his forces and he can counterattack when he's ready to do it. But if he does it too much, I'm going to gain too much ground too quickly. All right. Anyway, that's looking good. Let's take a look over at Solomon, see how that's looking. Okay, so there's not really much to say here in the Solomons. It's going fine. We're grabbing dot bases. I had a little bit of a setback here because this unit was in the wrong move. It was in move mode when it should have been in combat mode. So we should be able to neutralize these guys next turn. But I'm just going to keep dragging around and grabbing all these dot bases here. Why not? There's nothing that's going to stop me, right? Okay, taking a look in the Marshalls and the Gilberts. We dodged a bullet here. Looks like our units that were down here with the threat of being attacked by the Pensacola and the Louisville, we got them back into Jaluit just fine. And this guy can also now move back into Jaluit. And I believe... yeah, I believe that we also got... let's see, that destroyer. Yeah, Unagi made it safely back into Kwajalein. I wonder if we... look at that. We can have it fixed in 3 days. That's awesome. Since we're looking at it, I'll show you Wake. Basically, what I've got going in here is just a bunch of fast transports, just to drop off some more supply into there. He's got 4 subs stacked up, but they're spotted and their detection level is high, so... you know, that's why they're really not attacking me right now, because they don't really have a chance. And then taking a look over here in the Aleutians, we just grabbed Ulak Island, and we also just grabbed Umnak. So I think we don't need to do anything else here but load these troops back up. And then from there... we'll just start back capping these dot bases. I don't want to go past Dutch Harbor because I'm sure we could probably take Akatan and all that stuff, but I'm worried about we losing it due to whatchamacallit, losing it due to proximity because there are forces in Dutch Harbor. So I may just stop here and go back this way now. Anyway, I think that's the turn. I've been talking long enough. I hope you enjoyed it. I really did. Sorry if I got a little excitable there, but I love having good turns because my track record in War in the Pacific is spotty at best. I tend to have some of the worst luck you can possibly have in this game. So whenever I have a good turn like this, where I think a combination of luck and good decisions happen, uh, I'm really happy about it. So, luck was on my side this turn, and I'm going to do my best to keep this going. So, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys on the next one.